Thanks, Ron. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to today's development call. It's March 25th, Wednesday, and this is our regular Meshery development call where we talk everything related to Meshery. So Meshery is a CNCF sandbox project and we follow CNCF's code of conduct, and this meeting is being live streamed, so let's not be mean to each other and we should be good. And everybody is welcome to ask questions, open up your cameras, open up your mics, and be interactive. In essence, that's pretty much encouraged and how we do our meetings. And also, before jumping into today's announcements and topics, I'd personally like to know each of these today's newcomers, and I think I'm seeing some new faces in the chat. So if you are new to this call, please open up your mic and let's get introduced. Okay. So I'm not sure, but I think Linux, you're new to this call, or I'm seeing you for first time. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. So if you have access to your microphone, can open it up and we can say hi.
I think Linux is having some trouble.
Okay, okay,
He
no issue.
just
You can
mentioned
also
that in the
say
chat.
hi in the chat. Yeah. Okay, so I think most of the other guys I think, have joined before. So maybe Ahmed Said, if you are new, you can say hi.
Hi, but it's not my first meeting.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's great.
Okay. Anyway, I am Ahmed Said from Egypt, graduated computer engineering student, and I am here for as a new contributor.
Yeah, thanks, Ahmed. So, are you comfortable more with back end, front end, or DevOps? What's your area of expertise?
Okay, I am comfortable more with back end, but currently I am trying to enhance my skills in DevOps. So that's the main reason why I decided to join Meshery as a new contributor.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice. Yeah, you should have lots of the time on in DevOps and also in backend. There's lots of issues open, and let's see if
Mm.
we can get something for you today in this call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for speaking up. So, I think all of the other guys, I think we're going through all of the other guys. Okay, maybe I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Prithvi Raj, if you're new.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you're new, you can say hi and let's get introduced.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Myself, Prithviraj, sir, and I am a final year student in Karnataka, and I have contributed. Yes, sir. Any issues, sir?
Okay, thanks, Prithvi. You don't need to call us sir or
Hello?
anything, but yeah, thanks. Okay,
Okay.
okay, I think got everybody covered. Unless I missed you, you can say hi in chat also.
Okay, yeah, there we go. I think now it's you can hear me.
Yeah,
Okay, so hi, my name is Linux, and I'm from Nicaragua, and I'm a full stack developer, and I just joined 2 weeks ago. So yeah,
yeah, thanks, Linux. I guess I'm pronouncing it right now.
yeah, you are.
A pretty familiar name. Okay, thanks everybody. So before jumping into today's topics, there are a couple of exciting announcements. So pretty much the first announcement is pretty exciting. Is Meshery has finally released its V1 and there's an announcement that's out for the V1 release. And also right now there's a KubeCon happening in Europe in Amsterdam, and there's a couple of contributors there and there are a couple of sessions going on, and we have announced the V1 there also. So there's this nice picture from our booth from Amsterdam right now. So there's a couple of maintainers. Yash is there, and also there's another maintainer, Shwai, which is also there. Probably they would upload the sessions to YouTube later on. But yeah, so there's a couple of tweets going on also regarding the announcement. So regarding the V1 release, so I think it's finally, after 6 or 7 years of continuous development, we have finally released the V1. So there's been lots of work gone between like from the V8 to V9 and V9 to 1. So this was in works for I think last 6 months, and this is the result of culmination of work of like hundreds of contributors and maintainers who have continuously worked on Meshy. Some of those are right now with us, some of them are moved on with their life, but yeah, this all everybody has worked on this, and we are thankful to all of the contributors and maintainers for making this possible. So with the V1, the things might change a bit how the project will go on, and like we want to be more backwards compatible. There will be less breaking changes with the project. So yeah, there is couple of announcements. One is on the Meshery site, and one is also from the layer 5. So please like go through this if you want, and you will see what we have achieved so far with Meshery. And there's like lots of new features were added, and mostly the work from V9 to one was making things stable and making things more robust and having less bugs. So lots of work has been recently done with having our own schemas and using them, so everything is properly documented and we have a central source of truth for all things that Meshery does. And also there has been the organizations for the personally everything related to Meshery was just in one Meshery organization, but then we now have split into two organizations. One is the Meshery and another is for especially for an extension. So if somebody is working on an extension, they can donate it to the Meshery extensions org, or they can use an extension from this organization. You can also keep your extension separate. You don't need to necessarily donate it to the extensions organization. So, but yeah, these we have basically split into two organizations. Like there are more than I think 60 or 70 repos in the Meshery extension. So this was a pretty big organization before the split, and we are also like CNC is like ninth fastest growing project, and this has been for lots of time. It's a very high velocity project because of lots of contributors coming. So we are pretty much thankful to all of the contributors who have made this possible. And also we recently started a CMC program, and we have also started certifying people who know Meshi and who have like there's a certification exam, and also there are some other resources to learn to be good with Meshery and start working with it. So there's this certified Meshery contributor program. So if you are a contributor who has done some work with Meshery and wants to get certified and have a badge, have a certificate, please do take this exam, or yeah, this certification. And yeah, there's a link here. And there's also like I think every Friday we hold a session where we go through this program, and most of newcomers can come join that program and learn about Meshery and this CMC program. And also, yeah, there's a KubeCon EU 2026. So there's a KubeCon happening in Amsterdam right now. So yeah, please be active. You can like share posts on Twitter on our social handles. Some of this content would get uploaded to YouTube later on, but yeah, you can still actively engage in this. There's also, I think, a security slam happening right now, which is I think which can be attended online, but I'm not sure. But maybe Sangram might talk about a bit. So, Sangram, do you have anything to share about this announcement?
Yeah, we did have the security slam prior to the event, actually. And there were certain objectives, and I'm glad to say that we have been awarded because we completed a certain number of badges, 4 I believe. So
I guess there's
yeah, the one that you see there, that's the one that we kind of I think we received it today, if I'm not wrong, from the security slam team. So yeah, I mean, I guess there'll be a few more blogs or announcements on our involvement, and maybe a few more announcements around this after the KubeCon is over by the tag security team. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Sangram. So like all of you guys like who are excited as much as we are, so please like go ahead and like share the posts on social media wherever you're active, and let's make a big announcement and like yeah, get more engagement. I'm not sure like if anybody else has any questions or anything to say about this announcement before we move on. I guess not. Okay, so before moving on to actually, let's just move on to the topics now. So I think the first one is Omkar. So Omkar, if you're here, you can share the screen and take over.
Yeah, I have just quick two questions regarding to AI adapter architecture. Um, will the AI adapter interact with the Meshery CTL via MCP as the execution layer? And will the Meshery CTL handles validation for AI generated outputs, especially to avoid silent failure?
Actually, like, yeah, regarding the validation, yeah, Meshery would perform some of the validation for its commands. Like, if you are providing some input to Meshery server, it should like basically do the validation and return an error if there's an error, or just go ahead. And with the like the AI adapter architecture, I didn't understand, like, are we like work? Are you working on an MCP or server or something for Meshery, or how we are going to write up these? Like, what's the actually, like, if you share the screen and if there's a parent issue, we might get more context for this.
No, I have just questions about previously I was working on some silent errors,
Yeah.
which are hide the errors. So they are working on some the error will show off. Now, what I'm trying to say that I have a PR that merged. Let me 2 seconds.
We are having a tough time with your voice, Omkar. I believe it's the same for everyone. So, you'll have to fix that. And, if it's just questions that you are after, maybe we can take it off on Slack in the interest of time and, getting the other issues and PRs addressed. If it is just questions that you need clarification on, maybe we can do that on Slack.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Omkar. Let's see on Slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sangram. Okay, I think next one is Ahmed. So yeah, Ahmed, you can take over.
Okay, I will share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have multiple PRs to discuss. Okay, great. Is my screen appearing now?
Yeah, your screen is actually, you don't need to like ask this. Yeah, somebody will tell you if it's not.
Okay. I will start with the first issue. Uh, Here is it. Someone complained about when he tried to run make server in code spaces on GitHub. It gives him two errors. The first one is 404 page not found, but it's not the one I wanted to address now. The main one is in logs here. It give him database is locked with error, short description, error why getting dot buttons from sample content. Uh, I make some investigation about why this error happened. The main reason is in the startup there is a lot of good routines. Wake up and try to insert in SQLite. And SQLites allow only one writer at a time. Concurrent writes as concurrent writes in multiple go routines gives this error. Database is locked. Um, I am was wondering about why this issue happened in code spaces and not happened in local. I run make server out time multiple times locally, and this issue didn't happen. Uh, I make some steps to simulate the issue in local. Actually, the issue is more about the load in code space different from loading from write to load locally. Local, there is multiple cores and IO operation with SQLite was very fast compared to running on GitHub code spaces. So here are some steps I tried locally, and actually after tried these steps, the issue happened local. Um, Assuming the issue is related to write multiple writes concurrently on code spaces, so I found there is multiple solutions. The first one is set max open connections to one, while get the database while initialize the database. Maybe I can jump here. Okay. The first solution is set maximum open connection to one. This solution prevent multiple Go routines running concurrently from trying to run concurrent to SQLite. Um this work as something like batching or writing as sequentially to SQLite instead of concurrently. There is another solutions, but I didn't implement it. One of the solutions is to using mutex, surround multiple writes by mutex. Um, it's not the best solution because it won't be easy to implement. It will need to start the mutex and close the mutex after writing. Another solution is to use something rather than SQLite, like something like PostgreSQL or MySQL, and it aren't the best solutions because it won't be an easy to migrate from SQLite to something like Postgres or MySQL. So the
Actually,
solution I prefer, yes.
so just to get the issue, like the context for it, so this issue only happens right now on code space because the hardware is pretty limited there, right? So we have like there are just a couple of CPU cores. So the issues like where like the our service trying to access SQLite through multiple Go routines or multiple threads, and there's like basically where the SQLite is getting bottlenecked there, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
So yeah, I think so part of this is kind of just kind of hardware issue, but yeah, I think we want to fix some of it was like we don't want to like make it like necessary to have like big CPU for you to run Meshery, but I think we need to like realize like if the hardware is too modest, then there would be some limitations. But I think like of the three options, I think the probably the one that would require the least amount of work and that is configurable is I think the option one where we were just setting the max number of open connections on the SQLite. So I think yeah, that's the PR. I think this seems fine, but I think we just need to make sure we have some probably some sane defaults that work for most people. And then if you are running into this issue, like say on code spaces, then you might just limit down the connection size to one. Because if we just make one the default, then all other people will suffer, which because most people would have more than couple of cores to their CPUs, and those people who are running Meshy on their big beefy servers would end up getting this penalty. So I'm just saying like so we should probably have some sane defaults that work for everybody and then basically document this. Maybe this is a configuration or some way to configure Meshy server when we deploy it. And if you are running into this issue of like where your database is getting locked out, then you can reduce the number of connections. But yeah, like by default we should have something more sane and which works for most people and most configurations.
Actually, I made some research and I found that actually a SQLite is a sequential system. It's not multiple cores database. So using one connection won't decrease, won't make any penalty in writing because it's actually when we try to write concurrently, SQLite actually write one by one. But the problem happens when more than one core try to write in the same time because SQLite prevents them from writing, and it's something like infinite loop of dependency.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Well, okay, so if SQLite is just single-threaded and would always just work with one open connection, then this makes sense. We would just limit that to one. But I think I think maybe just one thing to clarify is like if this is the best practice of setting up the SQLite, because I'm not aware of it. like how it's properly done in Golang. But if this is the way, then we should go ahead. I think then it makes sense, because if we are not getting any penalty from this, we just need to be aware of that. If this is like this doesn't cause any penalty, then we should be good. But yeah, I think you would probably find some link to some discussion, or maybe on the this like the ORM's GitHub issues or somewhere, like where they are saying how to do it. Then we can link it up here so other people don't get into this issue, and we don't have like again this discussion like why we are just using one open connection for SQLite. But it makes sense, because like if we just always suppose single concurrent access, then we might just limit it up top. But yeah, actually, yeah, thanks for searching this up and doing the due diligence. But yeah, if you just do that one more thing to see like if this is the way how other people are using SQLite in their multi like threaded programs.
Okay, I got you. I will make so, and I will write in Slack when I finish
Yeah,
this thing. Okay, let's jump into the second issue.
yeah,
What is this? Oh, sorry. It's not an issue in its core. It's something like enhancement.
mm,
Uh, by supporting sort by count in the resist page, I can show this page here on server.
mm.
Currently sorting by name working correctly, but sorting by count doesn't work. So I implement a simple solution here to support this sort. First, I noticed that front end always send the order by key to be the name column. So I send it to be the column the user choose.
Nice.
Okay, and back inside. Um, The many changes start here, just when the user choose to order by count. So in the part, sorry, here support the order by name, and the other part support order by count. There is a discussion here. I wanted to mention a small point. On the API documentation, it's mentioned that this endpoint
Yeah,
has two main parameters, order field and the direction.
yeah.
But actually, when we look to what front end does, let's try. Actually, front end send two parameters in only one field. The order
Mm.
field, it sends the sort by column and the direction in single field. The other field, which is sort direction, doesn't use anyway.
Actually, yeah, like on this one, like the documentation is mostly correct, and I think the people didn't implement it correctly. Yeah, we would want to have like two different fields like sort and order. That's how most of the APIs are structured, and it also makes it easier because we don't have to do string parsing for the column names and other things. So actually, like if you would factor and fix that, that would be good to have actually use those two fields rather than just having a one big string for the order, because that's how all other APIs are, and it's probably better than what we have right now. And apart from that, like, are we just using the ORM to do the queuing, or are we manually like ordering? Because there's some weird Golang code there.
We use a simple ORM for SQLite, but yes, we use or SQLite ORM.
Okay, nice. I think yeah, it's just because we are basically like getting the aggregates for all of the tables, not just one table. So I think yeah, that's why we had this loop to get through the tables. But yeah, I think if you just make that small change of using the two different fields, that would be nice, and we'll get two things fixed in one PR.
Okay, so your suggestion to use the second field and use it correctly in
Yeah,
between front end and back end, or it
yeah,
change the documentation.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I just want to write this point here. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, the third issue, it's a design documentation. I prefer to postpone it until the end of the meeting because I found there is a lot of other topics, and this item will take much more time if we start on it.
It makes sense. I think we can like circle back to you and we can, like, if we have some time left, we can go through this proposal.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Ahmad, you had a couple of PRs and most are pretty good work. And I think some of them should be merged today. And yeah, there's just some small issues here and there. But yeah, thanks for doing the due diligence for all of those issues.
Thank you.
Okay. I guess now is Ronak, if you're here, please take over. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Abid. So I'm happy to announce that the Meshery docs is now using Hugo since version 0.9 that we have released for the Meshery docs. And if I try to just demo a local build of the Hugo, so the Meshery docs is having 2,800 plus documentation pages and 45,000 plus static files, and we are able to achieve 90 times faster and incremental build that we had previously in comparatively to Jekyll. And a full build takes around it's like 4 to 5 times faster than the previous one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the information related to the Meshery documentation. These are some of the aliases that we are using, and number of pages and static files.
Like with the
Yeah.
see, I think, yeah, that's different. We were using like, I think, some JavaScript framework for some other static side, I think Gatsby or something. But with Jekyll, like, were we previously doing some image processing in Jekyll with our older Meshidoc site?
I'm not sure about image processing. If that's about related to rendering an image.
Nothing like with like I'm not sure, like at least with Hugo you can kind of on the fly like optimize images or like reduce their size or like basically
Yeah.
compress them. But yeah, I think we are probably not doing that right now, but that usually ends up taking a lot of build time, and if we were doing that we can kind of disable it in local builds. But I was just suggesting if we're doing that,
Mm.
that would make the local builds a bit faster. But right now I think from the summary it says process it image to 0, so that's good. We probably are not using that feature at all.
Yeah, we are not using that. So anything that we place in the assets directory, so that's get processed and we can optimize that. That's yeah. So a particular change that occurred in the migration is that, for example, we have two extension points in Meshery, that is the adapters and Meshery models. So they previously lived under extensibility section, but they now are referred in the extension sections. And for example, if we go to the previous URL that we have for the extension points. For example, we have for the adapters, so it just automatically resolves to extensions. That's how the aliases are being structured. So we don't have any broken links. So that's a significant change that occurred in terms of relocating these extension points.
Just
And yeah,
one question with the migration. So because I think now this migration is live, right?
yeah, it's
Like, did we make any change to the contributing guides or anything like where we're documenting how to contribute to Meshery docs or like any other basically documentation regarding this?
yes, we have. So since previously it was around Jekyll, so it's now restructured how we can contribute to Hugo, and the make commands have been updated, and yeah,
Now
short codes and
that's nice. So I think we're end to end done here. So yeah,
mhm,
let's all new contributors come and work with the Hugo version now and this
yeah,
painful.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this PR is about, so since we have two sidebars in the Meshery documentation, one is the left and the right one. So it still depends on like the manual toc.yaml file that we have. So we the current behavior is something like the same that we have in Jekyll. If we have to add any of the pages in the sidebar, we have to manually go and list it up in the toc.yaml file, and then that's how the link would appear in this thing. So since Hugo and Doxy provides this behavior out of the box, so this PR addresses that, and it directly uses the sidebar that is coming out of the box from Doxy, and we have restyled it to look like ours. So here's the preview of how it looks like, and these drop downs, and this thing is responsible only for collapsing a particular section, and this is the hyperlink for a particular section. And for example, this behavior is since it's coming out of Doxy. So if I go to any of the pages, for example, if I go to logical, so this sidebar will automatically pop up that collapse that section. And similar thing for this right sidebar that we are having. This is also coming out of Doxy. So that's another part of migration that we are addressing.
Yeah, that's nice. So we're reusing more of Doxy. So I think with Doxy, they also support like giving you the next and previous links at the bottom. So are we using them now? Yeah, these. Okay.
But this is I believe this is currently being ours, and we are not using it coming that is coming from Doxy.
Yeah, I think, but maybe we might look into that because I think it comes out of the box from Doxy.
Yeah, definitely. And another PR is about, so I was going through the community drive, and I just found out this design specification for the Meshery documentation. So I published the same thing over after refactoring it with how Hugo works. And since if here we are referring that the theme and framework is Jekyll, so rather than having this over, we are just publishing the same thing on the Meshery docs, um, and displacing this document.
Okay, so this one is going to die, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I think I will be having a preview over here. Yeah, so this is how it looks like, and this is the same thing that we have, but adapted for Hugo, and the theme has been changed to Doxy in Hugo, and yeah, that's all.
Like in which section does this live now? Like is this in contributing or somewhere?
Yeah, so this is, since this sidebar is not currently updated, it's not showing the correct location of it, but it's under project and then design spec. So if we go to contributing and community, and in the contribution guides, it's also been referred in the contributing to Meshery doc section. So over here, see the Meshery design document specification, and this is how the previous behavior is.
So
But
like this new project category, is this new or were you already having this project section?
we were already having this project section. It's just replaced from the document to the Meshery docs now. But it's in this section.
Okay, nice. Contributing and community makes sense.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Ronak. I think there's lots of work and yeah, we'll finally be your Jekyll. I'm not sure, like, are you
Yeah.
using Jekyll somewhere else?
In Meshery.io, we are still using it, but yeah, that's definitely a step forward, getting the Hugo ecosystem now what we have. But yeah.
Yeah. I guess between the Meshery.io and Meshery, I think they might be able to use some components and styles probably, or maybe theme, because I think they look pretty similar, right?
I think so, but currently the effort is not going around in the Meshery.io to migrate it.
Yeah,
But
but that's perfect. I think that's not a priority right now. But yeah,
mm,
nice. Nice one.
yeah, thank you.
Like, does anybody have any questions regarding this? Yeah, because I think we're not taking much questions. So if anybody has any questions for Ronak, please go ahead. I guess not. So I think the next is Pragalva. Pragalva, you can share this regarding Meshery CTL and some change to the Meshery API, please.
Yeah, thanks, Abid. So my first PR is about adding CSV support for Meshery CTL relationship generate. Um, so currently there was only support of the Google Sheet. So we would have to manually provide the Google Sheet credentials and other commands such as Meshery CTL model generate. They used to support. They are still supporting CSV. So I thought it made sense for us to support CSV for relationship generate as well. So in this PR, I have just added CSV support for relationship generate command as well. So my main question
Is
is,
this like a okay?
yeah,
This just a like a separate flag on the command, or does it automatically know when we are dealing with CSVs versus Google Sheets? Or
yeah, it automatically knows
okay,
from the
nice. Like with this generate command, like what flags does it support? Does it support like filtering down by model or something? But sometimes you might want to just register by a specific model.
uh, mhm. Currently we will just provide a file flag, and
Mhm.
from the file flag we will provide the CSV flag, not flag, CSV path,
Fine.
and then it just and my question mainly was about what is the actual use case of this command right now, because as I saw before, if we will not provide any file path, then it will automatically save it in the docs slash data relationship data dot json. And I also added a custom flag for users who would want to save the generated file in somewhere else. But I was thinking, does that make sense or not? What is the actual
Actually, I'm
use
not
case
sure
of
like what
this?
this relationships data or JSON is. Like, what's this file? What's
Yeah,
it?
I am also not sure what is using this file. So
I'm not sure. I think maybe like it might be used in because it goes inside the docs. Maybe like while we list the models and other things, it might be used to like infer something about the relationships or used to show how many relationships a model has or something like that. But you might actually just like if you try to maybe grab the file path or something of this and see if it's used somewhere.
yeah,
Because I think maybe
so
it might be used somewhere
I'll look into that. And
for
for model
generating the docs
generate,
or something.
yeah.
Because like with this visualization example and other things.
Yeah, I will look into that. So for model generate, actually, lots of work was happening in the server side as well. So the model used to uh, get registered in the server, and we could, validate and all. But for relationship generated, it is purely CLI side. We don't need server at all. It was because the spreadsheet was already functioning. So I
Yeah.
just kept that same functionality. It is only CLI behavior change, and I
Actually,
was
like
just,
one thing
yeah,
with this like relationship generate, like what does it do with server? It doesn't register the relationships, right?
yeah,
So it just creates this file, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I guess it's pretty much then redundant, and I think we might have not finished it with it, or so yeah. Because like I think what might be helpful is like a relationship generate, sorry, a register command which might register or load the relationships into the server. But
yeah.
with this one, because there is no separate artifact for relationships, so I think it doesn't make sense to kind of generate them.
Yeah, the only, artifact is from the registry spreadsheet. From
Yeah.
here, we will provide this. So I was just wondering, after working on it, I was thinking, what is the actual use case on?
Actually, I think we might discuss a bit on Slack to clean this up because
Yeah,
I think probably it's not doing the right thing right now. It might seem like it's probably unfinished work.
okay, makes sense. So my second agenda item was about schema-driven development for Meshery API. So we have created a spreadsheet for the current status of, the how much of our APIs are actually schema driven and schema backed. So we have me, Ronak, and Yash had actually worked on this. So anybody interested in seeing this or have any questions or things we should add in the spreadsheet would be really helpful for the feedback. And I would also like to ask question, is there something else that we need to keep in our mind while we are auditing if a API path is actually schema backed or not.
Yeah, it's like the couple of things to know is like I think first like if the API route is in schema, and the other things are like if the response and input payloads are also defined in schema, so everything should be inside the schema. And other thing would be to basically like to kind of diff the path. So if something is in schema, like if it's saying API slash provider, and in our mesh server is defined as API slash local provider, so that would be a difference. So I think that would be also it. And uh, apart from also I think one thing is the operation ID, so that's used to generate some of the artifacts, like the RTK endpoints are generated using that, so it gives a name to the endpoint. So that also needs to be done, because like right now I think if I'm not sure if we're already doing this, but like how we are defining the routes in server, we also in UI some places we have locally defined the RTK endpoint, so that's how we interact with the server. So those also need to be kept in mind. So the locally endpoints need to be deleted and need to be used from schemas where they are auto generated. So for that we also need to see like if those endpoints are matching and how they are using the payload and other things that should also match. But yeah, I think right here we're mostly doing everything. I think probably except the RTK thing that also needs to be
Yeah,
considered though.
yeah. We have not audited the RTK. It's all about machine server. Yeah, that's about it from my side.
Yeah, regarding this, like, are you like, do you want more volunteers to work on this, or are you guys good at it? Like to kind of clean this up?
Yeah, actually, we were doing this manually, but Lee had also suggested, so I'm actually working on a script, so that after every changes, we don't need to manually, go in the spreadsheet and make the changes. The script will do that for us.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, can I say, I think if we can make this a bit more programmatic, that would be good. Also, like with the, I think one thing that might be helpful is like right now we already, actually, yeah, we already have the schemas defined in the schemas repo, but I think we are not publishing them, right?
Yeah.
So that would be helpful if we start publishing the schemas from there to like a documentation site. And I think because Meshery has already like the REST API reference, but that's using the old Swagger stuff. So I think it would be good if
Yeah.
that gets displaced by the Open API schema coming from the schemas repo. And I think same for like other extensions and remote providers. So that would help with
Yeah,
what's
I
happening.
think Ronak
Yeah.
will work on publishing that.
Yeah.
And as we were looking into it, I think we had only certain number of APIs for
Yeah.
a Meshery server right now, like only about 17 or something. I
Mm.
think Yes might also have something to say on this.
So since it's currently using Swagger, so the plan that we have discussed is to replace it with the OpenAPI schema. So I believe so since Pragalva is working on the script, I'd be correcting up the documentation and yeah.
Yeah, nice. So like the OpenAPI that's already generated in the schema, so I think the work would be only kind of like right, like basically publishing it to the documentation sites. But yeah, nice.
Actually, about OpenAPI.yaml file, we don't have so many of the server endpoints in OpenAPI.yaml. So if we want to replace Swagger with the OpenAPI.yaml file, it won't be helpful because we currently have like 70 to 20 endpoints out of 170 in an OpenAPI.yaml file. About cloud APIs, yeah, it's perfectly aligned in OpenAPI.yaml file. But as we are OpenAPI.yaml file is a copy of merged OpenAPI.yaml file from this schemas repository. Because of some of the endpoints don't have the structs defined properly or the paths defined in schemas repository, we are missing so many endpoints in OpenAPI.yaml. That's why I think we need to do work on this. I see Lee actually had done extensive work on schemas repository from past few days. For example, some of the things have been added. For example, enhancing the capabilities of GROM for GROM for the database. For example, yeah, I saw that we have added actually the two functions, for example, scan and value, to enhance to make it smarter to actually learn about the complex schema of Meshery schemas repository. So yeah, those are the some of the blockers we are having currently. So we need
That
to
makes
resolve
sense.
them
Like
to work on that.
we need to basically get everything moved on there. So that's the plan. But yeah, Ronak, you can still work parallelly because that shouldn't be a blocker for getting the pipeline working for the docs and everything. It just won't be ready to merge and it will not be displacing it right now. But you can basically work on it. It would just like the OpenAPI schema is a bit incomplete right now, but you can basically wire it up for the documentation. So that shouldn't be a blocker for you. And in the meanwhile, I think Pragalva and Yash, you can work on migrating the schemas and getting it complete so we can basically merge these PRs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, Abid.
Makes
Thanks.
sense.
Okay, thanks, Pragalva. Do you have anything else?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, nice. So I think it's Jay Shah, like you have an agenda item you can share.
Yeah. Just let me know if I'm audible.
Yeah, you are.
So this issue is, I'll probably share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
This issue is mostly an investigation on two open items that has been open for quite some time, and previously, probably 2 3 dev meetings back, we were looking at like what all open items are there and if they make sense to keep it open or close. And one of them that was a little more involved was 9221, which is linked with another issue which is 7165. So um, there is no solution yet, but the investigation that I have done so far says tells that the out of cluster installation for EKS doesn't work, which is as per the documentation. But the in cluster installation using Meshery also fails, which is something new. But the error message that I'm seeing is very similar to the ones that is mentioned over. Let me just find that. Yeah, mentioned over here. The updated context, no context found. So if anyone is interested, I would say like take a look at the linked documentation, like what kind of investigation was done. But basically what I tried to do was set up a AWS EKS cluster and try to install Meshy on it. So following this documentation, using this works. This current context switching also works. This is where it fails. Although using Helm installation, it succeeds. One thing that is probably an action item on me is since Meshery I think config commands are on way of deprecation. Meshery connection commands are replacing them. So one thing that I am is on my action item is install Meshery on EKS cluster using Helm, and then use Meshery connection command to create a connection to the EKS cluster. Right now, I haven't tried that. I was just trying to debug. There were few code related things that I find a little odd in the sense that I don't have much context of why that particular checks were done. One of them was, let me just try to find. Sorry, I'm just scrambling because there are so many things that was done here. It is. It's probably not here, but one of the things that was happening. Let me just see if I can. Uh, So yeah, one of the things in code that I found was there was a check where uh, a map was being checked whether it is nil or not, which is which can be two things, right? Like if it's uninitialized map, then yes. But if it's an initialized map, the nil check wouldn't be suffice to check whether it's empty or not. The length of the map should be zero. This is something that is there in the Slack channel as well. I haven't updated the Slack channel here, probably somewhere in there, but yeah. So this is where I'm at, and if anybody has any experience or feedback on Meshery, deploying Meshery on EKS and would like to give me feedback, would love to hear.
Yeah, thanks Akish, like Jay, for going through this. I think Sangram might be a bit more helpful than me on this because he has more experience with this one. So yeah, I think he might help you with a bit more on Slack. But yeah, all of other guys are also welcome who are a bit experienced with deploying on EKS or who have worked on EKS and know some of the limitation or the issues with it right now. But regarding the code change, like if some of these issues might be just like bugs in our server code, so yeah, like if you want to like fix them or open a PR or something, that's also welcome. So yeah, I think regarding the I think issues that we previously had with some of these clusters, sometimes you need to use like skip TLS to kind of create a connection, and sometimes also like if we had failed to create a register a connection completely, we might end up with these nil check errors because the structs and other
Interesting.
things were not populated completely, but that's just some previous experience from my side.
Okay. Regarding the nil check on the map that I saw, is it okay if I tag you on Slack, finding the code just to confirm that this is not a fluke and this is intentional?
Yeah, I think like either way we shouldn't be basically like crashing, so there should be some safe fallback. But yeah, you can tag me.
Yeah, it doesn't crash. It doesn't crash. So it returns an empty string, which eventually leads to the no context problem. But yeah, I'll tag you on the problem. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
sure.
probably it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Jay. Okay, so well, Saurabh, you can share. We have a couple of minutes left.
Yes, thanks. Wait. Yeah, so I am building Meshery UI. My screen is visible.
Yeah, you didn't need to ask that.
So I was building Meshery UI on local by npm and day, but many UIs are breaking on localhost, and I am unable to find out what is the reason of this build's error. Like you can see,
Are you on the latest master and all of the dependencies latest?
yeah,
Okay, so I think Linux is saying he also has saying the same trouble. Okay, maybe Ronak and I think Rajesh is not here who might have worked on this migration. But yeah, Ronak, if you have worked on this, you might be a bit more helpful to him. So do you know like what the issue might be?
I've got a quick info just by looking at it. It looks like you are on version 0.9.1 that had issues.
I am 9.2.
No, it says version 0.9.1
9.1 at the bottom.
on the bottom left.
Yeah,
9.1 had issues.
yeah.
Okay, so update your repo. We are at 1.0. Rerun everything, and if you continue to have issues, post it on Slack, please.
Okay, thanks. That was
Yeah,
from
for
my side.
others also like sometimes like with the new because the build pipeline has changed a bit, so you might also need to kind of clear up the node modules and the this directory and other things to kind of do a clean install. But yeah, that should fix if it's like fix or master.
Oh, okay. Even I was trying to update my Docker with the Messenger system update command. It was calling 0.92. It is calling 0.92.
I'm not sure, maybe you are not updated your Meshery CTL.
I think no.
Yeah, maybe
For that one, there is like an error that whenever that happens, you also have to like do like an upstream in order to like download it because I was having like the same issue. I can send you like the command so you can like try doing it because for me at least it like fixed it.
Oh, this really helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it in a second. The only thing that I will say it's like the only problem that I keep on having now is that I'm unable to like to fetch the cluster data for like the cluster ID summary. So for example, I don't know if you would like me to like share my screen as well so I can like
Yeah, you
show
can share.
well the error. Okay, one second. Uh, okay, so um, here. Okay, so where is it?
Your screen is not visible yet.
It's not visible yet.
No, not.
Okay. Um. Okay.
Yeah, it's now.
Okay. So. So I was looking into the problem itself, and the overview it doesn't work. But if I go to like the notes at the like namespaces,
Yeah.
it was like working before, and now it seems like it broke again. But um,
Yeah, the issue might be that you might have previously some stale data that was showing up because before it like gets the latest data from the cluster, there is a cache in the SQLite, so that would show up till it kind of clears it up. So I think there might be two issues that because you are using like running it locally and trying to access the playgrounds cluster, so that won't be accessible. So if you like hover over the Kubernetes icon at the top, the context.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll try that because I was like, yeah, it
Also,
might
like I
be
think yeah,
that
the other
change.
issue might be because you are also on the .92 version, so there were some issues as Sandra mentioned with this version. So if you update to the latest machine, these might be fixed. I think you have some issue. There are some issues with the authentication and other things in this version, so that might be causing the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
look
thanks,
into it. Thank
guys.
you.
Actually, like if you continue to run into these issues, you can like mention it in Slack, so we can go through this.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I think there's an agenda item from Rajesh. Rajesh, if you're on the call.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me share the screen. Yeah, it's just a quick update from my side. So under the canvas, there is a catalog. So the catalog model got messed up. So these two section needs to be placed here. So after the recent system version upgradation, so it was recently upgraded to the MUI 7. So we don't have a grid 1. So grid 2 was renamed to the grid 1. So the item prop was removed. So I was jumping to the canvas repo and I got fixed up that. So instead of item, I just fixed to the size. So after the fix, I
Yeah.
can see it works
Did you
well.
make sure like this is still responsive like on small screens? Does it like basically collapse on small screens into single column?
I think I need to check it again. I have some issues with setting the canvas locally, so I need to.
Yeah, please, yeah, make sure that works. It's
However, I
highly
can
responsive.
notice that end-to-end tests are failing. So this is not happening at my force command, but after the syncing my branch, all the testers are failing. Just one was passed.
Yeah, probably you might look into the test results, also the action run, which would give you more of the logs, and also you might there you can also download the from the logs, you can download the artifacts of the test, and there would be also in a video and other things which you can use to know what the issue. Maybe the issue with the test runner, or maybe there's actually like the build might be failing or something. Which like you can go to this full report later on and see what the issues. But yeah, make sure to see if this is an issue with the test runner or the latest code.
Okay, yeah, I will look into that and update you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
That's all from my side.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, I think we are already a minute over the time. So thanks everybody for joining today. I think we had a pretty productive meeting and there were some new faces also. There's also, I think, CMC hall on Friday, and I'm not sure, I think, when the new Ronak, you might tell
Yeah.
us more about the newcomer meeting and other meetings that we might have this week.
Yeah, sure. So there are two meetings that we have on Friday each week, and it's a recurring meeting, the newcomers meeting, where we talk about how you can get started contributing to Meshery. And another meeting that we have post half an hour, the newcomers meeting, is the certified Meshery contributor meeting, where it helps contributors to prepare about the certified Meshery contributor certification. That is the CNCF one of its kind certification. So yeah, I will be. You can also find the links to the meetings on the Layer 5 calendar. So I think we'll be seeing you on Friday.
Okay. Thanks, Ronak. Thanks everybody for joining. See you on Friday. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.